Hey everybody, this is Henry Schneider with Process and Product Quality Consulting with another PPQC Parable. So, does this sound familiar to you? Have you ever handed off some requirements to a vendor or a supplier only to receive back something that was totally unacceptable? Here's a little story that I think really illustrates this problem. In 1984, movie maker Rob Reiner produced a rockumentary film called This is Spinal Tap. The basic premise is that Spinal Tap is one of England's loudest musical bands, and they are on their final fateful U.S. tour. And while on tour, they wanted to perform a song called Stonehenge. And they figured to make a really good theatrical performance, they needed to have a prop. So they hire an artist from Austin, Texas, to build them a prop that looks like Stonehenge that they'll use during the song. So she goes off and builds the prop, and later in the film, she comes with her final product to deliver it to the manager, and he's thrilled with the way it looks. He's saying, is this the color that is going to look like this? Is this the shape and contour that we need to expect? Is this the size, etc.? And she's sitting there looking at it, very puzzled. He says, well, wait a minute. This is not a prototype. This is what you asked me to produce for you. And he looks at her and says, are you crazy? This is not. Have you ever been to Stonehenge? Stonehenge is like 20 feet tall. This is too small. And she said, well, look. And she pulls out of her purse the requirement specification, which in this case was a napkin. And on the napkin is a little pen and ink drawing that shows clearly the dimensions are 18 inches. The person who drew it up put a double quote next to 18, so she met her requirements and delivered what she was contracted to build, but it did not meet the company or the manager's needs. So, what's the moral of this story? Before you go off and hand requirements to a supplier or a vendor to build you something, you need to clearly spend time reviewing and make certain the requirements are correct. Otherwise, you will receive something back that at best might be able to be fixed or at worst, too costly or impossible to fix. But it doesn't have to be that way. If you want to avoid making costly mistakes like this and being able to manage the vendors properly, let's schedule a short conversation and talk about some useful strategies. Thank you. Goodbye.